now from the attacker machines, what we are going to do that we are going to create a payload with the help of, so we have programmed with the help of msf venom. So msf venom is a command, right? We are going to create a payload, right? So create a payload with the help of msf venom command, then share this payload to 50 machines, launch msf console to check record for the same. So from that we are going to run a command. So again we have actually in the metasploit option we have two things. We have like msf venom and then we have like msf console. So we have two things. With the help of these two things, what we are going to do that we are going to simple create a payload, and then that payload are going to monitor with the help of console things. Correct? We have a command like msf venom. So that's a command actually, if you notice. Right? So what the command means of that when you're talking about those. Okay, so this command means simple. We have a command, and here we are going to use the payload. So what command means msf venom. P stand for payload. We are creating a payload for the Windows based machines. The architecture of your machine, we can say the 64 or 32 bit. At 86 and 64, so we are creating a payload for the same. And then we have meta repeater reverse TCP. That is like a shell that provide you a reverse TCP. So in the same format, this is my TCP. And then L host means what we can say, my attacker machine's IP. So in my case, my IP is something 231. Right? So this is your attacker machine's IP, we can say that. Okay. So that we have like 10 10 10. In my case we have like 231. Okay, which port you have that, and then the file type, and then the program name. Correct? Exactly with that, right? So whatever the program, if we create those in the interpreted format, right, the output are going to save inside this particular file. It's a program name, we can say the application name in the exe format, right? Right, if you notice now here we got a file that have name of windows.exe. Okay, and inside that we have programs. So skip this error and all. If you notice now we have file that we have something windows.exe, right? So this file have some algorithm. We cannot read this file in the plain text. If you notice now this is the encrypted format and all. So this is my local host and all those things, right? If anyone trying to run this application, the system will generate a reverse connections and then allow you as an attacker to take remote login of that particular victim machine. Correct? Now we need to share this program to the victim machine with any method, we can say, right? For that, what I'm going to do that I'm going to install Apache 2, right? And I'm creating a different folder, something where www with the name of something payload, something like that. And now copy this file to this particular payload folder. Correct? Right? And now start the service. Which service? The systemctl start Apache. Now the next point, what we need to do that we need to launch the msf console. It means, let's suppose we share those to the victim machines, right? If anyone access those file and trying to run that, we will get some kind of logs and information, right? So for that, I'm just simply run this command like msf console, hit enter for now, right? So here we just hit enter for now. Here we got a console, and now in this console we need to use this particular payload that we run here. So which payload we run that? So what command we have that? For now, use exploit multi handlers. Correct? And now set payload. Which payload we have that? So the payload name is windows metarepeater underscore reverse underscore TCP. Correct? Right? Hit enter, and now if you remember, then we have options. Now in that option, what we need to set that the L host and then the L port, because we are using the same payload to creating the msf to creating the payload with help of msf venom command. Now the next, what we need to do that we need to set arrow L host and L port. So L port are remain same 444. Now whatever you change that, apply in that way. Now what I'm going to do that I'm going to set L host, right, and then set that. So what is my host name? We can say that is like 231. Okay, that's all. L host and L port are set. Now the simple exploit. Now we need to wait for the same. For what? Like if anyone click on that particular payload, and then your attacker will got that particular metarepeater reverse TCP of that particular system, right? So we are waiting for the same. Now for the testing purposes, right, what I'm going to do that I'm going to run that payload over my Windows machines. Correct? Do one thing, open browser. So we have this IP, and then we have a folder that name is payload. Hit enter. If you notice, now we got a file. Correct? Now simple download this file. Okay, we have warning for the same, it's not a problem. Let me copy this file, let me download this file, and now simple run it. So click and then simple run it. So run it, and once you run it, if you notice now here we got a metarepeater reverse TCP shell. It means what? It means we successfully get that Windows machines remote login systems, right? So when you ls those things, whatever the content you have that over the Windows machine, it will show that, right? So we are on the which path? We are on the download path, right? What you can do that when we run the help command, so we can run this command, right? So what we can do, we can enumerate something, we can get the desktop, we can screen share, we can take a screenshot, we can send the mouse events and all those things, right? We can record the mic, webcam, everything, whatever the content you have there, you can mention in that way too as well. You can create a file folder even though, let's suppose I want to create a folder. What you can do that mkdir and then create a folder something like a secure one. If you notice now, actually on your victim machines, right? So here you have a file that is created from the attacker machines, right? So how we can verify those things? So we can verify that things. If you notice now in the download folder, right? Here we got a folder that name is secure one, and that is created from where? From your attacker machines. You guys clear with that, right? So similarly from there, what you can do that you can also start their cameras, their mic and all those things, whatever you can do that you can do that. If I just run this command like webcam list now, so here we have integrated camera that is attached now, webcam stream, right? So as soon as when we launch those webcam stream, right, on the same machines, on the attacker machine, here we got a stream, right, like that. So I'm on the systems and all, right? These are my servers and all, right? If you notice now, we have these machines and all. So whatever he just perform over those machines, you can perform in the same way, right? And then you can perform and then you can apply those in your real world too as well. And the next again, create payload. For the same thing, I'm performing those things. If you don't want to run the msf venom command and all those things, if you don't know the syntax and all those things, then what we can do? We are creating a payload, right? So with the help of Armitage, right? So this is also a tool, a command, a graphical tool we can say, that allow to create a payload that exploit the Windows based machines. You can simple search for the application, which one? The Armitage. So once you click on the same thing, it trying to launch in the graphical way. The first click connect. So locally username password for the same, don't need to anything changes inside this particular username password. Simple connect it, and yes, your applications trying to start the Armitage. It's a build tool in your Kali and Parrot machine, or we can say the offensive based machines. Okay, so when we launch this application, it's look like that, right? Now the very first thing we need to, I'm going to hack or scan. First I'm going to scan those things, right? And then I'm going to create exploit, right? So in that particular host section, we have a option for the scan and then intense scan, right? And mention your host. When you run your host like that, 21, right? The system will automatically fetch that OS type, maybe the Linux based machine and then Windows based machine. When it access those things, it's not hack actually, we are simply scanning those devices. So what we can see in another word, we can say, with the help of this particular Armitage, we can scan those machines too as well, right? So simple click on this OK sections, and now here we notice it's running this way, right? And in some time, within a second, right, here we got a icon of my device too, right? So just wait for the same initializing the some command in the backend automatically, the nmap command actually, that what we learned earlier, right? Now just click OK, and here you got your target. It's not hacked yet. Okay, simple we have information like this is the system, right? That IP have something like 10.10.10.21, but it's not hacked yet, right? Now to hack those devices, we need to create a, in the payload section, if you notice now, right? In the payload section, explore this payload, search for the Windows. Here we have Windows, right? Just explore for the Windows based machine. So just explore Windows, right? And here search for a payload, we can say the metadata reverse TC, this one. If you remember that we just use the same command like msf venom, right? Just click 2 times. Here we got options. Now in that option, we need to change 2 things: the L host, I mean attacker port number, attacker host name, and then attacker port number, right? If you're an attacker, then mention your IPs. In my case, my IP is 230, and then mention the port number. I'm just mentioning like something 444. That port number could be anything. In the output, select the type, like I wanted to exploit in which mechanisms. I want to set for my Windows based machines, I'm going to use this particular exe file, correct? Now click on launch. It allowed to save these files. I'm going to save on my root directory with the name of something arm.exe, right? So your virus file is going to save over a root file, and now just leave. So do not close this application for now, right? Just minimize this application for now, and if you mention on your root path, here we got a file that name is arm.exe. Now in any sharing mechanism, just share this file to your victim machines, right? So in my case already we configure that Apache server. So what I'm going to do, that I'm going to copy this arm.exe file in where www.html or something page. Now before execute this virus file to your victim machines, do one thing on the same console again, in under the payload, under the windows, and under this particular meta potential, just click on that same, and once again you need to set your IP because it's a runtime. You need to set it again because we learned these things just study, if you remember that, right? Then we have like 231, and then the same what port number we mentioned, that is like a 444 three times, right? And this time no need to change in the output section because we are using a exploit multi handler, and then simple launch. It means we are waiting to click this particular link over machine. Here we got arm.exe, correct? Click that, okay, download this file. So I'm just going to download this file, keep changes and all those things, and then simple click. So once you click this file, and in sometimes if you notice now here your servers are attacked. If you notice now the logo are changed. If you notice now it's a red, and we got some kind of boundaries. What is that? You can say the hand kind of thing, or there is a kind of circus and all those things. So if you notice now the logo are changed, right? It means the system is hacked now. And now whatever you can perform with the help of command, you can perform with the same graphically way, right? How you can do the simple select it, right click, and these are options. You can simple want to log in those things, then here you can access those shell point of view, right? If you notice now here we can log in with the shell and all those things. If you want to access those things, right, want to interact those machines, so we have a command. Either you can just simply click on the command, and here you get a command of the same machines, right? After some time you'll get a command. Similarly, wanted to access in the graphically way, so what you can do, that you can get a meterpreter shell like that. You can clearly get a meterpreter shell if you don't remember that, right? We have a command where we are that, so we are in this path and all those things, right? Either what you can do, that you can simple interact with the help of graphically way too, as with the desktop VNC, the RDP and all those things. You can exploit with the help of msfconsole. I mean, you can create a payload with the help of msfconsole, or what you can do, that you can simple exploit these things with the help of Armitage as well. I create a payload and then exploit with the help of Armitage. Now, so let's suppose what we have, right? We are going to capture, or we are going to steal the data with the help of physical mechanism. Physical means what we can say again. If you have a physical laptop, let's suppose I'm an attacker or hacker, and maybe in a situation like Vijay have a laptop, right? For now, right? So what I can do that, in the absence of Vijay, what I can do, I can run some kind of program, some kind of command, right, to log in their systems, and then we can capture the data. So we have an option, either break the password, either without breaking the password, correct? Now the very first method, what I'm going to do, that I'm going to say that how to break or reset, right? Kali Linux password, root password. You have this laptop, okay, and I don't know the password. Maybe I just forget this password and all those things. What I need to break this password, correct? You can perform this lab in your local machines too as well. Okay, so this is my system. What I'm going to do, I'm going to reboot this machine and perform these kind of actions. So if you have a physical machine, then what you can do, that you can simply press a hard reboot, I mean with the help of reboot button in your system, maybe then your system computer and all those things. Either in the virtual, what I can do, that simple right click on this machines, and then on the power section click on the reset option, restart options. So when you click on this particular restart option, here you got a option for this, and then click on the restart. We have a 5 second, right? If you notice now here, in that we need to press that like that, correct? Guys, let me know if any doubt you guys are facing that, right? So what the point we have, that again press that arrow key to pause system to boot, right? And then what you can do, that and press E to edit, correct? Now just expand those things. Here we got these options. We just press and pause arrow keys to pause the system to boot. Now select this kernel parameter, correct guys? Now press E to edit, okay? Now we need to search the line starting with Linux boot VM lineage. I mean that one I'm talking about, right? Here you have line like Linux boot VM lineage, correct? So just move the cursor over here, and then line ending, where is ending, that on this particular arrow, pet, quiet and splash sections, right? So now go to the end of line. So either you just press right side arrow keys or simply press end button to go the end of this line, correct? Now remove these line. Which one? The splash, the quiet sections, right? And type here init is equal to /bin/bash. After type this point, what I need to press that? I need to press Control X. Do not press any other keyword like something enter or something like that. Simple, after type those things on the same point, press Control X. Now your system are booting in the single user mode to perform some certain action. Okay, so if you notice now, here we got a console. So either you can use the sh as well, either I can also use that bash as well. I'll show you both actually, it's not a problem, I'll show you that. Okay, so simple, press arrow key to pause system to boot, right? Simple, press edit and go to the end of line. Okay, and remove this parameter. Initializations is equal to /bin/bash Control X. So if you guys want to run command like password and root, right, prompting for the new password like something 123 right? So here we have error. What error? Manipulation. It means what? It means you don't have a permissions to change the password. That if you're getting this kind of error, so in this error means you don't have a permissions to write, WRIT, I mean to say that, right? So what I can do that I can simply give the command like mount-o space remount, right? The font may be the small, right? And then the permissions. So what I'm doing there, I'm just mounting the command the mount-o remount with the permission with the help of / hit enter, right? Just ignore this error now. And now try to change the password of the root user, right? Just give the new password and confirm password. This time they successfully updated. Guys, clear with that, right? So that's a point. And after that, simple run a command like reboot-f forcefully. So what we are doing that? We are rebooting this machine and we successfully change the password, right? It means, let's suppose I have DJ system, then what I can do that? I can simply start the system and then I can just break a password of your admin user, or we can say the root user, and then I can log in with that user and with newly changed password without your permissions. Like maybe you're not there maybe for 1 or 2 days, then what I can do that I can simply log in and then perform some certain actions. So after that reboot, when you're trying to log in with the new password, this should log in. Okay, so now try to log in with the new password, so this should log in like that. Okay, so this is a process to break the root password of your Linux based machine. Similarly, what about the Windows based machines, right? In the same case, right, reset or break Windows based machines password. For that actually we need a third party application, right, that we can say a Hiren, right? So these applications allow to edit your SAM file. What is the SAM file? The Windows system32, and under that config, under that SAM file, right? Even though we have a file, we want to run this file, I'm trying to open this file, you can't open that, correct, right? So what we need that kind of mechanisms or way where we can edit those SAM file and change the password, right? So for that we have a Hiren, right? It's like a third party ISO images for the Windows breaking root password that allow to edit your SAM file with the help of inbuilt tool that is anti-password edit. It's an inbuilt tool, right? So this tool allow to edit your which file? The SAM file, correct? So what I'm going to do that, let's suppose, so this simple login, simple started that, and if we just forget or wanted to break the password, then you guys need to download these Hiren, right? The very first point, right? So download Hiren ISO image, right? Create bootable pen drive or device and boot system with that bootable device. So let's suppose this is my Windows based machines and we have a user administrator, but I'm not sure about the password for the same and all, right? What I need to break that. So for that, first you guys need to download those Hiren, and this is the official portal for the same. Okay, and this is a link. In my system this is by default available. So what I'm going to do that, I'm going to simple attach this ISO image to that device, the Windows based machines, and then trying to boot the systems, correct? Now in the VM actually, right, again I'm mentioning guys, if a physical machine, then what you can do that, you can simple plug your pen drive and then good to go. In the VM, click on the CD and DVD option, okay, and now attach that ISO image. In that case your ISO image is by default bootable, so you need to clear the bootable devices, right? If you want to boot it physically, then we need to boot that, correct? So simple select those devices, right? And what I'm going to do that I'm going to use this particular high-run. So in my case I have a DVD ISO image that is a high-run, so I just attach those things and then connect it, and okay, we need to set the boot menu because I'm just letting this particular Windows know that I wanted to boot this system with help of pen drive, with help of CD and DVD. So for that, simple right click, power sections, and power on to firmware, right? So these sections allow, okay, so it will look like that. Now what I need to do that I need to simple select a boot menu section like this one with help of keyboard arrows key okay, and then I need to change my boot menu, okay, right? So here we got a console, and then what you can do that you can simply select the boot menu sections like this one, and then you can select your boot as a CD and DVD, right? So in my case it is by default set actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to set that for now. Make sure this should be connected power on, and then what I'm going to do that I'm going to simply power it on, because in my system the boot menu is by default set, not a problem, right? So if you notice now is booting with the help of higher on ISO image, right? So what we need to do that simple search an application, which application, the anti password is by default inbuilt, right? So do one thing, simple search for the same, which application, anti password edit. When you launch this application, which one, the anti password, right? It by default redirect where in your SAM file. If you notice now, right, we have like Windows system32 config and SAM. If you think that the SAM file may be on the different location, you can browse that, right? So once I click those open options, it will show all the user that is running in your Windows machines, right? So simple click on that. Here we got all users like administrator, default, guest, Satya, and all those things, correct? Now which user password I want to change? I want to change the admin password. So select those, correct? Simple click on the change password, set the new password, and then the confirm password. That's all. Okay, right? And then simple save changes, and then the exit. That's all. So we successfully changed the SAM file, right? And now same, shut down these machines, okay, eject that particular ISO image that you attach, and then try to boot system normally, right? So simple, maybe just power it forcefully, not a problem, right? So once you power off this machine, is power off this machine situation now, and then detach that ISO image or we can the bootable device, and then you can boot it normally. So right, so what I'm going to do that I'm going to simple detach those things, okay, and I don't want to connect now, okay, and now power it on. Now I'm trying to boot normally. So in that case your password are, so if you're trying to log in now with the password of 123 that we said earlier, so this time this should log in. So again, so this is a point, right? With the help of this point, what we can do, we can break the physical machine password, and then we can get the